One of the areas that we had the by-elections was Malava constituency. And today I have one of the candidates in Malava, the DAP candidate, Seth Panyako. We want to just have a reflection of basically what transpired that time and, of course, his future aspirations when it comes to matters politics. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Asante sana.
What is your view on Malava by-election?
Yeah, my views with Malava by-election, if I was to give a general view of the elections in Kenya, I think it was not an election. It was a warfare. And if you use that as an example of how elections are supposed to be conducted, if you want to know how elections should not be conducted, you need to do a review of what happened in Malava. It was a warfare, and as usual, the loser finds himself in parliament. A man who did not even garner 5,000 votes. The report now I have is that he actually got 4,800 votes. They staffed 10,000. He still had 14. I was still ahead of him because I think I got 28,000 votes. So it was not an election as such because the entire government was there. Almost the entire cabinet was in Malava. The army, they had 2 lorries of army. They had GSUs. They had the hit squad within the government. They had all the goons within the country. They were all in Malava. Even when Tallying Center, those goons were full in that Malava. And therefore, it was a war-zone area. And what conspired from 26th, even before 26th, or during that 1 week of elections, we had my people were beaten, they had injuries, some were knifed. I even have one here who was knifed earlier before elections because the wound is actually healing. So it was not an election that you can go around talking about that you have won an election, or if as a party you can gauge your political. It's not about political strength. It's about the political liking. You know, how are you liked with the people? If I were the one in government, I would have said, let the people vote so that it's the patterns of voting, so that when we lose, we are able to come and say, look here, we have lost this election, but now, why are we losing these elections? But this is a situation where it was a warfare, and this is a government that's determined to deny people the rights to elect the person they want. And it's very unfortunate that it is happening to me many times, and the people think they'll continue using violence and other methods to deny me the victory. If you went to Malava today, the mood is extremely bad. People are very unhappy. As I was campaigning and telling people CDF money has been stolen, they thought I was joking. Now that Jepsaita MP, member of parliament, has realized there's nothing in the CDF. He's now going to the churches and amekuwa drumist to Angoma kwa kanisa because there's nothing he can do for the people of Malawi.
Who is Jepsaita?
The one who was chosen by Farouk and Ruto and the group.
Why would you refer him to Jepsaita, member of parliament?
Member of parliament. You saw when he came.
He's not a Malava member of parliament.
He's not. He was not elected by people from Malava. He was forced by the people of Jepsaita to be MB for Jepsaita. So Jepsaita, Taripo has 2 members of parliament. You saw his homecoming was in Jepsaita. That was where he took his homecoming. So be as it is, coming back to the issues is that there was no election in Malava, in short. But I won. I got genuine votes, though they reduced about 8,000 of my votes, but still what I got was my genuine votes.
The last time we had an interview, you said, kitu chenye utafanya ni kulinda kura. What happened? Were you not in a position to linda kura?
It was not possible. We had done all we could. In fact, this was the election that was properly prepared. I was properly prepared. I had all the agents in all the polling stations. Agents that I was 99% sure that they will take care of my votes. But what conspired on the night of 26th through morning, when I was attacked at my tallying center, and when they came to kill me, I met some of the agents to be scared not to go to the polling stations, and some of my agents were abducted. Some were beaten. I had some of them here yesterday. They had their hands broken. They went to their families, their homes. They destroyed their houses. They cut down the banana plantations, and the bananas were cut down. So clearly speaking, it was not easy. And you know, we were against the entire government. You know, everybody. I've told you in my introductory remark that we had the entire government in Malava. The entire cabinet was there. You know, something funny is that our accreditation cards from IBC were not given to us. Our agents was not given.
Okay.
So what IBC did was to take those cards, identification badges, and give the government goons. So government goons were entering all polling stations and doing all sorts of things. Some of them were headed by government officials. Some were just going by everybody. And there's an Amos Chilai from Embakazi. He's an IBC officer there. He comes from Malava. He was the one leading stealing of the elections, together with Fernandes Barasa, the governor for Kakamega. The rest, Nabina Bere was heading the criminal aspect of it. Then Rashid Echasa also joined him. Then they brought Livondo, who came with the goons from Nairobi. Rashid came with the goons from Mumias and from Kontela and Kisumu. And therefore, and we had the entire army, and we had the police, and we had I say 2 lorries of the army, and we had the police, and all those police were Kalenjins. They were not Luyas or Kikuyus. All Wakales who were killing Chinzis in Nairobi. Fortunately, we know 2 of them. One works at Karen, another one at Lukari police station. So it was a warfare. What happened on night of 26th, I will never want any Kenyan to go through that just because of an election. Yeah.
Take us through on this, Eve. What really happened? What really transpired? To an extent that you're saying we had people who really wanted to take your life.
Yeah. William Ruto wanted to kill me. It's not about people.
So
William
where was
Ruto
that
wanted me dead. And I'm saying this without fear of contradiction. He wanted me dead just because of an election. He thinks that when he kills me, people will get scared, and 2027 they'll just leave him to be the president. And I have said in another interview that William Ruto is willing to kill everybody so that he becomes the president in 2027. He's even imagining that he can change the constitution to be like Museveni of Uganda. That's the most unfortunate thing he's imagining. So on 26th, we had had violence during campaigns. My people had been beaten, especially Putali Chekulo, West Kapras and South Kapras. My people had been injured. They had a lot of bribery. You saw they were giving mattresses, they were giving rice, they were giving beans. This happened until the last day on 26th. And you know, campaigns ended on 24th. But up to 26th, they had a very big rally at Shamberet National Polytechnic. And they distributed beans, rice, money, and even on the election day, a place like Isanjuro Primary School, though I won that polling center in total, but you could see Jason was there giving 500 on every person, the former MCA for Chemche Ward. He was there at Isanjuro giving money, 500. And there was another guy called, this one was Malulu's operative. He was also giving 500. That people, after getting the 500, go inside and vote for me. So coming back on 26th, after all that violence and all the voter bribery and all those things, we didn't know that they had a wide plan to eliminate me. And on 26th, I was in, excuse me, you know, the IBC had told every candidate to have a tallying center. Because IBC Malava did not know that the government was having that big plan, including assassinating me, to take the elections. So they were, the IRO Malava was very strong. Even during the training, he was very strong. But he was subdued at the last minute. He didn't know that it would go in that direction. So he told every candidate to have a tallying center. And as a serious candidate who was ahead in all the polls, I should have had a tallying center. That is one of the things I told you, that initially I was not having a tallying center of my own. In 2017, it costed me, of course. 2022, it costed me. 2020 was also violence, and it was also meted on me by the government officials. You remember, they even arrested me, arrested my people. So I set up a tallying center at the Downhill Hotel, which is my establishment. So on 26th around 6 p.m., I was at the hotel, and I received a phone call from a friend of mine who works with the police, and he told me, "We are coming to raid your hotel." I asked him, "Why do they want to raid my hotel?" He said, "We are coming to raid because we are not just coming to raid. We might even be coming for you. I told him, what have I done? He said, mimi nimekwambia wewe ujipange. So dearly they were coming for me, and they were coming to destroy the tallying center. Because people knew that they were coming for me, and people started saying that even if they kill Panyako, we will still vote for him. Even if he's in the mortuary, we still vote for him. So they wanted to kill me and destroy the tallying center, so that at the end of the day, I will lose, and even if people will not be able to vote for me after they have stolen the way they did. So I said, I'm sitting here, you come, because now I'm not a criminal. Sina bunduki hapa, sina anything here, you just come. A few minutes, around 6:30, around 6:40 there, I receive another phone call. They tell me now the police is not coming. But quickly says, just be careful. It's not going to be a good night for you today. Don't say I did not warn you. Then I sat there, continued taking my drink, because now I realize here I need to get a drink because things are running out of hand. So I stayed. You know, at that tallying center I had some agents who had volunteered, the nurses, and they don't know the terrain of Malava. And so we had many vehicles that were to drop them around 4 at night to their various polling stations. So at around few minutes to 7, because I was not looking, of course, at my watch, it was already dark. I had some small commotion outside the hotel, at the entry of the hotel. So I left the hotel and I went at the entry of the hotel. I saw Livondo. Alikuwa na guns, alikuwa na watu hapo wako na mabunduki. Then he called me in Swahili. Akaniambia, Seth, njoo. I told him, I know you are Livondo. Unaniambia njoo niende wapi? This is my hotel. If you have come to visit me, come inside. Tuongee. Uniambia unataka aje. And he had about 10 pratos outside there. I'm meant to understand in those pratos, Nabina Bwera was in one of them, Farouk was there. I'm told even David Kivish, MCF for Mandesh Vanga, was there. I'm told at that time Rashid was not there in that convoy. He was at his house. He talked to me on WhatsApp and sent me the location where he was at that time. Because I had been told Rashid is coming kunivamia. So I started engaging him. Kamwambia, wewe tulikuwa na wewe UDA na tuliumia, hakuna kitu ulipata, hakuna kitu mimi nilipata. Akaniambia, be assured. He even gave me his helper. I spoke to the helper. He was in his house. But his story will come later when he joined the goons. So Livondo, some scaffold. I think Livondo had just told him that I'll just go downhill and pick Panyako like a chicken and I'll go with him. So, but when he came, he saw it was not easy. If he tried to charge at me, of course I had many people. Victoria had about 100 who had not reported, the agents. And I had my boys there. Of course, obviously, if you're a politician, you must have some local boys to take care of you and look at ordinary security issues, like somebody can come in and do what. So when Livondo left, kumbe his man, he came, I don't know how, but his man scaled the wall from behind. Then the third man saw him talking, saying
the guy who was naked, the video was making rounds social media.
He had already scaled the wall and he was in the hotel. So when Livondo left, I think he didn't know the guy was inside. So he left the guy behind, and the guy now realized, if I'm found where I'm hiding, it will be more tough. So he came out himself. And he was caught by the boys and was like, what were you doing? And so Mimi, when Livondo left, I received another phone call. I was told, now you leave downhill now. Don't even take 2 minutes in that hotel. Leave. So myself, my wife, with my helpers, we took motorbikes and took off. In fact, the guy was very particular. Don't leave with your cars. Just leave. Now usitoke kwa gari yako.
So where is this hotel? Is it in Malava?
You don't know down here. You know Mama Sara?
Yeah.
Opposite Mama Sara, there's a hotel there.
Oh, that side is like
You have never interviewed me there?
No.
At Kabrengu, opposite Mama Sara.
Okay,
There's a nice hotel there, a resort. So we left. And something just hit my mind. I told them, don't go to Kakamega, let's go to Bungoma. So after the preach, when we reached the roadblock, I told them, now at the roadblock, now turn back. So we turned back. And when we reached the flyover Kabrengu, we saw a Land Rover, Land Rover was there, and the police were just by that place. I think they were waiting for enforcement. So we left. And then when we left, but before I left Kabrengu, downhill, I called OCS Matet. I told him that we are under attack, we need security. He told me, I'm sick, I'm in a hospital. Kumbe was just that Land Rover that is at the roundabout. Oh. He was the one with that Land Rover. Then I called the OCBT. OCBT tells me, mi niko kwa station, lakini hakuna gari. Imeenda wapi? Malava. Kumbe huyo OCS ndiye ako na hizo magari. The one leading the raid on my hotel. So now you see, downhill is in Lugari, but it's just close to Malava. Ni Malava too, but it's in Lugari. So the police station I'm supposed to report to is Matet. The OCS Matet is the one leading the raid on my hotel. You see, cheating me that he's sick, kumbe ako tu hapo kwa, because he's a Kalenjin, of course. They think they are protecting the leadership. This leadership is not about Kalenjin, it's not about what. This leadership is about Kenyan people. When you become a president, Ruto has failed to understand that he's a president of the Republic of Kenya. He is supposed to be a president of the Republic of Kenya. Because from where I sit, he's just a normal goon. Ruto is just a goon. He's not a president. He does not fit to have that title. Up to now, 6 people died in that hotel. Nothing has happened. They have admitted themselves. These are not my words. It's the word of that guy. That he's called the one who was saying.
So at what point were they killed? Was it this time that
I'm
they
still
killed?
Coming.
Okay.
So sometimes we run away and we talk other stories. I don't know how to keep things flowing.
It's okay, just carry on.
When I remember what Ruto did to me, I fail to understand whether he's a human being, whether he has a family, whether he has children. So at around, as we now bought it, we passed the flyover, we headed to Kakamega, because if we would have gone there direct, they would have killed us. But when we came from Webuye, now they didn't know who the people were. So we went, and I called a friend of mine who was helping me during the campaigns. He came with a car. And while I was at the hotel, Eugene Wamala calls me and tells me, I'm coming. I've reached Kakamega. I tell him, no, don't come to Brannis. We have been attacked, and it is dangerous. It's not good for your life. Just don't come here. So he went back to Kisumu. So he called me, and a car picked me, and we went to Kisumu. He sent a car. The party leader sent me a car from Kisumu. Then a friend of mine had already picked me. So we met the car along the road. Then I released motorbikes to go back home. When we reached Kisumu, around 11 or something like that. Around 11, 12 there, I received a distress call from the hotel that these people are now very many outside the hotel. My chief agent calls me. We normally call him Generali. Generally calls me and tells me there are very many people outside. He was my chief agent. We are under threat. These people will attack us anytime. Then at that time, we have 3 Land Rovers of police. So kidoko around 12, I received another call from the same generally saying they have now, the police Land Rover has pulled down the gate, the hotel, and there are very many police officers surrounding the hotel. So the goons have entered. So when they entered, they started beating everybody. They come around, pika visu, kila mtu patikana kisu, magari zinapikwa, everything that they came across. But Nabina Bera was there. He's the one who led them to where I normally sleep with my wife, because the main hotel where people sleep has the rooms, and there is a hall for conference hall which has 2 rooms. One is as a store, the other one is a room where I spend with my wife. The only person who knows that room is Nabina Bera, because that hotel I bought from Nabina Bera's wife, the former Senator Daisy Nyongesa. And so Nabi came to kill me. I didn't know that buying that hotel will have those repercussions. It was not just about politics. Nabi got an opportunity to come at me. the reason why I didn't see that I bought the hotel that I had cash, I went and bought. No, I took a loan from NCP. I'm still paying for 10 years. So when I say I bought, some people might think I had the money to buy a hotel cash. It's a loan, a facility I have at NCBA for 10 years. I'm supposed to finish paying in 2027. So when they broke into that room where I sleep, my wife, they destroyed everything plus the machine. My wife is very sick. So she has an nebulizer, which she uses for medication. We didn't manage to open and go with it. They destroyed it. They destroyed the fridge, all the medicines, all the food, destroyed everything. So that was Nabina Wera showing them. So when I received the distress call around 12, that now they have ended and they are now massacring everybody they come across, anything they come across. They destroyed all the vehicles that were in the compound at that time. You know, most of the vehicles were hired cars. The party had hired some cars for me. I had hired others, and my own car was there. One of my cars was still there. The V8 waka karibu kabisa. So at that point, I told around this thing went on for about 1 hour, I think so. So I told the party leader, my people are being killed. It's me they're looking for. Let me go. The police have abandoned us. We called the regional commandant, Madam Lucy. I called, she refused to receive my call. I called for the second time, she refused to receive. Then I sent her a message. I told her, I've been attacked, my people are being killed. And I'm calling you and you're refusing to receive the call. Is this how you conduct the elections? You came and you promised that there will be security. Is this security? The police are leading the raid on my telling center. So at that time, she called me now. I told her, I've already told you that I'm under attack. Matete police station has refused to assist me. And I understand they are the ones leading the attack. Then akakata simu. I called Masengeli. He refused to receive my call. Then the party leader called the regional commandant, Isa Mohammed, I think.
Isa Mahmoud.
I don't know what they talked. Then at that moment, I told party leader, I'm going. I was taking my thing because now so things were, you know, sometimes you sip something. In situations like those ones, you decide to take something because you need to stabilize your mind so that you know, like you are going to theater. You know, you need to go to theater when you are now paralyzed. Wewe umeuawa kidogo, you are same dead, umekufa. Sasa wewe unajitayarisha, umeweka anesthesia, uko tayari kupatana na kila kitu.
So taking something meaning like.
So I told him, let me go. Yeah, let me go and die with my people. Then we left around 4. We arrived at downhill around 5. What we saw there was devastating. It was blood everywhere. The hotel was vandalized beyond recognition. All the cars had been vandalized. But my car V8 that had been vandalized and all the tires had been deflated is the one that acted as an ambulance. Because my friend's ambulance refused to come. They said it's not safe for them. So it carried everybody, including one goon, who unfortunately I think was dead, to Webuye. So we looked at what had happened and then we went to Webuye. We found our people. My driver had been knifed in the eye, had 8 stabs at the back. Unfortunately, later on the report revealed that the stabs had gone to the lungs. Fortunately, they didn't go to the heart, because if they went to the heart, he would have died. So, and they had not attended to him. One of my boys had been stabbed in the stomach and the intestines were out, so he was in theater. So we left, and of course I made arrangements for the driver to be taken to another Aga Khan hospital, Kisumu. Now I can reveal where I took them because they have since left that hospital. They have since been discharged. They are not at Aga Khan, so even if they went there, they will not get them. So I directed and organized them to go to Aga Khan. Their bill this morning, they are trying to clear about 2.5 million for the 2 of them. Because when the one left theater in Webuye had to undergo a second operation in Aga Khan because the one they had done was not proper. They had left some Some intestines had not been stitched, so they had to reopen and do a proper work. This one also had to go in for theater, and he's going to another specialized hospital to look at the eye that had been knifed. Fortunately, the knife was up part of the eye, did not go through the eye straight. If it went through straight, it would be a different case. So we're hoping that eye will be able to see once he's attended to. They are on their way to somewhere else for further treatment of the eye, but they have left Aga Khan since then. So we went and many people had been injured, and I told you I saw a body, which I have on my phone. I can give you later. And later on, I went and voted. I thought these people were done with me. Kumbe, they were not done. You know, Nabina Vera has history of blood in his hands. And I say this without fear of contradiction. I know what he did in 2017. I was with him. We were campaigning. We were both in ODM. And I know what he did in 2017. I know what he has just done recently. Everybody knows. So I thought now that they have attacked and destroyed my tallying center so that I cannot be able to follow up on the elections to know what is happening. I thought they were done with me. Kumbe, they were not enough. They had received strict instruction that they must kill me because they had no chance of winning at all. So we caught a phone call that at Mathaha polling station, our agent had been chased away. And we started receiving many phone calls. Our agents have not reported. Some have been abducted. Some have been beaten. Some wamewekwa mapanga kwa kichwa. Wengine, a lot of things were going on. Money is being distributed even inside the polling centers. Inside, by government officials and politicians, MCAs, cabinet secretaries, all the people, Petrus Inyangala, they were all doing all those kind of things. So we went to Mathaha to try to correct what had happened. And when we reached Mathaha, we got a phone call that something's wrong at Manyonje Primary School. Manyonje is opposite Mathaha. So we left one person at Mathaha to try and resolve the issue at Mathaha. And then as we started going to Manyonje Primary School. Tulipita tu kidogo hiyo factory before tufikie shule. Tulikuwa tumefika shule ama ilikuwa bado. You know, it happened in quick succession. I can't sit at the factory or past the factory, around that area. We found Nabina Wera with dishing out money, bribing voters. So we stopped. Before we even thought of what to do, kila mtu alikuwa kwa gari yake. Mimi waziri ndiye alikuwa mbele. Mimi nilikuwa nimemfuata na gari zingine zimenifuata. So suddenly my drivers decided to turn the vehicles without any instructions. Watu wengine wakapandisha magari zikaangalia mahali tunatoka. Wengine magari bado zimeangalia mbele kama ya waziri.
So waziri meaning Eugene?
Eugene Wamalwa.
Okay.
So kidogo I see Nabina akakuwa na karibili. Akatoroka, akaenda kwa maboma za watu. No, mama yake anatoka area hiyo. Nabii anaita mimi is my cousin. Because his mother is a cousin to my father. So Nabi dashes to the homesteads, and these people who are with him getting money follow him. Within 2 or 3 minutes, the vehicles arrive, around 30. There are 2 Land Cruisers with police officers, full with the AK-47s, all of them. And these other vehicles, vijana wanashuka kwa hizo magari na mipini. Na mipini zinarushwa kwa makari kama mvua ya mawe. Ile mawe inanyesha paka uone mvua, naona tu mawe peke yake. So the vehicle that was ahead of us sped off. I was following that vehicle, but the police, this one from Kitaren, aimed at my vehicle. Akashoot mara 3-4. Kioo haikuvunjika. Mpaka leo bado tunasema hiyo ilikuwa mambo ya Mungu tu. Hakuna risasi iliingia kwa hiyo gari. Not this one. Hiyo litamejua kabisa iko tayari kwa this is another one. This is another one. This one is a new one. Marisasi ilipigwa kwa hiyo gari ikuingia. Akapadilisha nyuma ya bunduki akapika hivi. Hiyo kioo ikavunjika. Akaona sio mimi because they know my driver had been knifed at night and they know he was not driving. They expected me to be driving. I'm now collecting these things. Akapita pande ile nyingine akapika ile kioo ikavunjika, akaona sio mimi, ni yule kijana yangu amejificha ndani hapo kwa ameingia hapo kwa kiti, ni mdogo, so ameingia hapo ndani mbele. So the other guy au maguni sasa mwingine akapika ile back right. Akapika ile kioo na mpini ikapika msaidizi wa mama. Pika hapa ikavunja choo hapa chini. So mama alikuwa amekaa katikati, mimi nimekaa upande huu. Huyu jamaa sijui alipika na fimbo ama alipika na miti mpini. But what happened is whatever they used to hit the window where I was sitting, you know, the window did not break down. Ilipikwa hivi tu na ikastuka tu ndani hivi. Yani unaona imepikwa, yani imefanya kama kwa crack tu, lakini ikaingia ndani. But haikufunguka nionekane. So the driver amesuba, namuuliza unangoja tukufe ama unangoja nini? What are you waiting? Instead of kuondoka, because unajua watu wamejaa kwa barabara, driver jua aenda wapi. Namwambia pita na hao watu sisi tukufe kama wanaume. You can't sit here wait us to die when we are sitting. Pita na hao watu. Sasa ndiye akacharge. Walikuwa wanafanya tu, wengine wanaanguka, sisi tumeenda. That is how we found ourselves at Malava police station. I took my OB, did some sarakasi kidogo hapo so that dunia ijue nini inaendelea. You know, I've been trained by Francis Atwoli, the professor of sarakasi, and he trained me on how to act so that your thing can capture the eye of the media and the world. And indeed, what I did at Malava police station has made this thing of Malava to be amplified, and everybody knows.
So what you did at
As
Malava
we are
police
talking
station
today,
was drama.
Of course it was drama. What is it supposed to have been? What is it? What else can you say? Was I fighting anybody? When I was saying wacha wanaenda wachukue, those were not tribal slurs. I was speaking from what I have seen. The Nandi criminals within the police force. These are the people who are killing the Gen Z in Nairobi. We know them. Tunawajua. I've told you one works at Kipkaren police station, another one at Lugari. There are people we know. There was no single police officer who was not a Kalenjin.
But you didn't mean what you were saying.
No, I didn't mean to mean I'm a tribalist. That is what...
No, whatever the words that you're saying. Chukueni kila kitu.
But I had said chukua kila kitu.
Chukueni mpaka bibi zetu.
Chukueni. Of course, I'm married to a Kalenjin. So if they wanted to take their wife, wakuja wachukue. My wife is a Kalenjin. He's a neighbor of William. William will be my father-in-law. When I go for court, we will invite him. He's even the land they are staying in, my father and my father-in-law and my in-law, Ruto took their land and gave them another land. I have kept my family out of this business of politics for a long time.
At that point, when you went to the police station and doing whatever you're saying it.
I knew they have taken.
What was going through your mind at that time?
What was going through my mind is that these people did not just come to take away the victory. They came for me. And who is doing it? Is the Kalenjin within the police force. 2, I will tell you how people died at my hotel. Later on the story I will tell you because I skipped that one. At night, at the hotel, let me go back to the hotel. I'm forgetting a very serious bit of it. At the hotel, you know, Rivondo could not attack it because he saw people are very many inside. And he didn't have mabunduki at that time.
So they waited. You had like how many people inside?
So I told you I had 100 agents who had not reported, and I had my own people, the tallying center. You know, that was my tallying center. I had my chief agent, I had my people, I had my boss there, I had my drivers, I had employees of the hotel, security for the hotel. So we were a number of people there. So and you know, they were scattered all over because they were just waiting to go. And some had started leaving because some were saying wanaenda kuchukuliwa na relatives, wanaenda kukaa wapi near where they are supposed to be. So the number might not have been 100, might be less than that because they had started already going. So when I saw on Facebook page Cleo Malala post vehicles high speed from Mumias zinapita Malava town ya Kakamega usiku zikielekea Malava. So Cleo said Rashid Echesa, go back to Mumias. Leave Malava alone. So Rashid Echesa went with goons, and the same goons are the ones he commanded at Manyonji Primary School, because that raid at Manyonji Primary School was being led by Rashid Echesa himself. He came out of his car and he was dressed like a Muslim, and he is the one who burned Eugene's car himself. People saw him himself burning the car. So when he came, Livondo and the police from Matete had already broken inside the hotel. They were inside the hotel. And I think my people had, when I left, I think they had left. Most of them had left. So those who were at the hotel at that time were very few, and the employees. Because when you look, those who were hurt are just my employees, like my driver, like my assistant, employees of the hotel, and very few, because there were less than, I think, 30 people in that hotel at that time when they came, when they attacked it ultimately. So when they attacked, now tulikuwa tumesema msime taa. So there was no light, and it was very dark. It helped us a lot, because those who were in the vehicle are the ones who are hurt, but those who are inside the hotel hawakuumizwa. They put on even the cars. Hata waliwasha cars, wakajaribu kuwasha kibiriti kakata. Wangetuua vile waliua watu Kiambaa Eldoret. It is the same people, the same tactic, the same stone-hard people who don't have any feeling for human life. Unataka kuchoma hoteli just because a tallying center.
And so at your hotel, we had now 6 people who passed on, who died.
I will come to that and how they died. It's not my words. So you ever heard that guy say? So I'm just leveraging on what he said himself. It's not my original words. So with the 6 people here, they died. According to that man, was I saw one. I've seen one body, and I've told one body has been found at the mortuary. Ilikuwa imetupwa hapo mortuary ya Kakamega hapo nje. So I can say 2 have been accounted for. So these people, when Rashid came, his goons didn't know the goons for Livondo from Nairobi. Because Livondo ana lead kikosi yake ya Nairobi, Rashid ana lead yake ya Mumias na Kakamega na Kondele. So wamekutana hapo ndani na Nikiza, hawajuani. So visi ilikuwa inaanguka tu wana wenyewe. Realize they have killed themselves 6 people. Fortunately or unfortunately, they carried the 5 bodies wakawaja moto. I think they thought that it was our person. So when my driver was, my boy, actually my boy, my sister's son is the one who drove that car and took the people to the hospital. Na hiyo gari ingetoka huko, ilifika lakini kurudi ikakuwa ngumu. Sababu gurudumu ilikuwa na rims. So when they took that gun there, they thought, you know, they were just human heart. We're just picking everybody, they're taking to hospital. We don't care who the person is. Only to realize they had taken a gun who came to kill them. And I am advising these goons, if they have brains sometimes, let them not destroy cars if they go to kill people, because those cars might even help them. Look at my car they had destroyed. It's the one that carried one of the goons to the hospital, because of human heart that we have. So we that guy, then, you know, when I saw the guy dead in the hospital, that my mind was not even reflecting on anything, because I was thinking that hata kama walikuwa wanataka kuua mimi, sidhani wangeua watu wengine. So later on, I see that guy, the one who was naked and the one who was talking, saying that Panyako has killed 6 people and thrown in Rivanzoya. Because we saw blood there, and this blood is not, it's not equivalent. It's not equivalent to the injuries we are seeing, and it's not from one person. Blood was, damu ilikuwa nyingi. So huyo mjamaa anasema Panyako ameoa watu 6 na ametupa Rivanzoya. Up to now, you know, that guy has not recorded a statement. And no police has gone to downhill up to now, as we are talking.
Police hawakukuja.
Sasa police ndio wamenirate, wenye kukuja watatoka wapi? Watatoka wapi? The ones who are supposed to come and rescue me are the ones who have attacked me. They are the ones who have killed people. Police walikuwa na supervise huko nje, kuhakikisha hata hiyo ilifanyika ni sinema, ni kama nisema the hotel is in a bad shape, you can't even go there, we have not done anything, iko tu vile ilikuwa. So in the process they attacked each other because they didn't know each other, na wakauana wenyewe watu 6. So na mmoja ndio tuliona Webuye, mwingine nimesikia mwili maybe huyo walipepa achakufa, wakijaribu maybe kutafuta pale ya kutipu, wakakufa kwa njia, wakatupa hapo karibu moshari ya Kakamega. Na hao 4 nafikiri ndio walitupa Rivanzoya. If it is true that we have a government, how can somebody go to the media to declare that 6 people have been killed in a hotel? Right? And you have done nothing up to now. I have not been looked to write a statement to say how I killed 6 people when I was in Kisumu. He's saying we went to rescue people who had been abducted by Panyako. How has the police not come to get the statement why I had abducted people, and then this man to produce the people, he removed the ones I had abducted? Mimi naenda ku abduct gunzi wa Nairobi na Livondo. Livondo lives in Zambia. The one who kills people in Zambia on behalf of the president of Zambia. Unfortunately, he's an SDA. SDA have turned into goons because of leadership. President of Zambia is an SDA like me. We have once attended church together before he became the president. I'm so surprised that leadership can change people to become animals. People who lose elections find themselves in parliament. Who expects such people to act for Kenyans? Huyo sasa ni mtu wa president. President akisema niletee tissue kuja unipanguse kwa choo, ataenda kupanguza yeye. Because that's not a legitimate for parliament. Honestly speaking, people should be given an opportunity to elect people they want. But in what happened in Malava and Mbere, if you go by that, if we leave that to go unchallenged, then we should not expect an election in 2027. IEBC is compromised beyond repair. Beyond repair. IEBC took our badges, gave to government operatives 198 badges. They only gave us 2. One for DCP chief agent and for DAP chief agent. The rest of the badges, IEBC gave the goons. That's why goons were full at the Talix Center in Malava. Sisi wenyewe tumenyimwa. And that's why our people are being chased away. So IEBC Nairobi, IEBC Malava cannot tell us that they did not participate. Maybe the Arrow might not have been aware, but Arrow was aware. Because when I went to collect the badges, he told me the badges will be given to you by the presiding officer. I told him it has never happened like this before. Because for you to access the polling station, you need to have that badge, which is accreditation. And no, let them just go with appointment letters and oath of secrecy. They will be allowed in. The PO will give them their badges. Badges were never given to them. Those badges are the ones that the government operatives were using all over. Goons were entering polling station and are doing whatever they want. You can imagine IEBC planning to rig elections. It is better even they will have just rigged on the material day. But IEBC planned to rig this election way before the voting day by saying the first thing we're going to do, let us not give them the badges. So that these badges will give government operatives and goons. Because they say they did not produce extra badges. It's not true. They had extra badges. They took our badges, and if it is true they did not, they did not give badges to everybody because they wanted government to have as many goons as possible. You can imagine how many candidates we were. We were 7 or 8. We were 9 candidates. So take 9 times 198. Tell me the goons that were in Malava that time. 108 times 9. Hizo batches zote IEBC ilipatia watu wa serikali na magunzi ya serikali. Na ndio walikuwa wamejaa mpaka huko ndani. So IEBC has lost integrity. They cannot conduct an election in free and fair. It cannot. Where they left free and fair elections to take place was only MCS. And you see how UDF failed in MCS. Because they left it. Because MCA was ID president. So hawakuwa na haja nayo, Kabuchai walitwangwa. East hapa DCP kachukua miraculously. They lost in Narok. They lost in Nairobi. They only got 1 seat in Kajiado after my senior brother, father, poured a lot of money. You know Kajiado when I talk who lives there. After he used millions of shillings just for an MCA seat.
You know, in Malava, and especially, let me take you back to the police station. When you came there, na ukisema ulifanya hiyo drama yenye ulikuwa unafanya, it was a bit early, and you know people are still voting. People feel like,
my friend,
no,
I have escaped death. Don't talk about early. It is early.
No, I'm saying early because people are still voting, and people feel like you gave in. You know, it's like you considered early.
You don't know what you're talking about.
No, let me ask. Like, according to you, you feel like that did not have any effect to your voters?
No, I won the election. Despite the fact of the intimidation, all an attempt on my life. They had said if they find me, they have missed me twice. If they find me the third time, I'll die. And from the police station, after I took my OB, I went to Malava Tallying Center. The IRO took photos of my car. He made a phone call to regional commandant, Isa Hassan. And he said, I told you to provide security. Mheshimiwa Panyako was attacked at night. His hotel has been vandalized. People have been injured. There is no security up to now as we are talking at the hotel. He has now been attacked this morning. Almost lost his life. Akapika hiyo picha gari akamtumia. I don't know what the guy was responding from the other end. After that is I hear the then when Rashid finished attacking us at Manyonje, he went to my own polling station, Lunyu. Now reports are coming in what they did on that day. They found a young man out at the polling station outside there. Wakamrusha kwa gari. Maybe they thought it was my relative. Wakamkata hivi. Na wakamrusha nje ya gari. Wakakata hivi. Wakaweka panga wakamkata hivi. Did you say that's an election? That's inhuman. I'm yet now to start visiting these people who have been hurt at my polling station where I voted because they did not want me to vote. They were to wait for me. And there was somebody called Sylvester, my neighbor, who has bought land at my place. Sylvester was the one who was calling them and saying Panyako has voted. So chasing maybe my person at Mathaha was planned by Rashid. They chased that person at Mathaha, then they do things at Manyonje, then they get me there. That was set up. And there's a young man called Sylvester. Amenua shamba hapo kwetu. He's the one who was organizing this thing. He's the one who called Rashid and told him, ameshapika kura hapa. Sasa anatoka. Then we get another phone call. Wamefukuza watu wetu Mazaha. You know now pieces are coming together. Pieces are coming together. What they did on that day, my people, if you are known to be my supporter, South Kabras and West Kabras, you had the roughest experience. You can't go that an election. No way. What happened on that morning, what I saw with my eyes, I don't want somebody who's not there to ask me questions because you ignite anger in me. Don't question me because I have what I went through is me who knows. I don't like someone trying to belittle me. It's wrong. I saw death. I saw bullet being sprayed on my car. I saw one of my wife's her jaw being broken. Waje mimi niseme chenye ilifanyika. Other theories, I don't want to hear other theories.
I think the second incident was at Lunyu. You also broke down at some point. Was it after the incidents, the second try?
That is my home. That's my home. I was my brothers, my sisters, and everything, and they came and they were consoling me, and I felt just naturally
to let go.
It's human being. Let it come out. Let me. Crying is one way of being strong. If I didn't do that, maybe I would something. It doesn't matter. I don't think it happened. Who doesn't cry? Unless those Kalenjin who are killing people, then the left right cannot cry because they're used to killing people. But I'm a normal human being. I have to express my feelings. The only way I can express is not to go and kill somebody, perhaps to shed tears. Everybody cries. Even Ruto shed some crocodile tears on TV. We see it every other time, shedding crocodile tears. And I'm not trying to insinuate that my colleague, if you follow my history, I'm a Kalenjin. And Ruto knows that. Watu wanaitwa Abatogo in Kakamega, Abatove in Mumias, Abetende in Shinyalu, and Abatove in Malaba. If you follow their descent, they are Kalenjin. They came from Kipto. Tovo, Watoto Arab, Kipto. So these are fellows who came from the Kalenjin. Just the way we follow Raila and we will follow up to Wangaland and we follow him up to South Sudan. As we came from Mount Elko. So we are Kalenjin, basically. So I'm not trying to insinuate that the entire Kalenjin community, no. It is those criminals within the police force that have been criminalized by William Ruto to kill people. And if we don't do something as a country, this idiot called chairman of IBC, in fact, that one, there is no election. If that guy doesn't leave, don't go for elections. This IBC should be removed. If it's not removed, there's no election in 2027. This is the most useless IBC in the history of this country. Useless, more useless than even the one for Kiwitu. IBC planned to steal election ya Malava. Wakatunyima badges, wakapea badges goons na serikali. Can that one be an IBC? It can't be an IBC. I said I'll not go to court, but I know people are going to court. And those facts, I'll be a witness in court. We are only given 2 pages. But you could see everybody kwa TV wako na mapages. Hata kina Arojo, sijui wanaitwa Arojo, sijui kina nani. You know them, these are mekuanga journalists. Wanasunguka na wamejana mabajes, lakini sisi hatuna. They are entering every polling station, doing whatever they want to do. IBC, we do not have IBC in Kenya. That IBC is a sham. It's a scam. It's a skunk. There's no IBC. There will be no election in 2027 with this kind of IBC. It's totally an embarrassment
With the IEBC, they said you got 20,210 something, and then of course the UDA emerged top according to the results.
How do you verify that?
According to the results that
How
were
do you verify?
announced. What does this number speak to you?
How do you verify?
IEBC announced.
How do you verify that? You know, election must be verifiable. One way of verifying those elections is that if we had told our agents, wakitangaza kura, mkisha sign, muingie motorbike, and we had given them money, upande motorbike, ufuatane na kura zako paka Malava. Sasa wakifika kwa gate, hawana badge, wanafukuzwa. So how do you verify that what is being happened here? They had staffed 10,000 ballots. You saw our party leader spoke about it on Wednesday. They said about it in Nairobi that they had 10,000 ballots in Kakamega, Malava, 10,000 in Mbeere. It was in the media. And the 10,000 for Malava, it is Farnas Baraza. And that man I've told you, Amos Chilai, the IBC officer of Kasaran, is the one who was staffing those ballot papers. Of course, they could enter any polling station and staff the ballot papers. This guy ultimately did not get above 5,000 votes. I'm told he got 4,800. I got 28,000. So they reduced mine. How could I get the same votes I got in 2020? Others will want to 20,000 and I get the other was 20,000. It's just obvious. You go to a place like Samiti polling station, you get a half 97 in stream A, stream 1, stream 2 97, stream 3 98. Look, this is just cooked things. Cooked. Mahali ingine nimepata kura, huyu amepata kura 50, wamemwekea 303. Kama huko Mwihupo. He got 100 votes. They moved to 303. So that's not an election. You can even say there's an election. Then you hear somebody going around saying, I'm elected. Sijui Panyako has been beaten by an MCA. I was not beaten by an MCA. I have never been beaten by an MCA because they stole elections. Ile 2017 was worse. Nilikuambia siku nyingine uenda hapo uangalie, fanya research. Si file ziko hapa Kakamega.
Are you still vying? 2027 bado uko kwa kura?
Why not? I have not. Mimi ndio mbunge wa Malava. I'm going to be sworn in.
I'm actually asking because the last time we had an interview with you here, you said it's a do or die.
It was do or die,
yes.
If it was fair, free and fair. Okay. But it was not free and fair. You know, you carry your hands and say, I've been beaten, I have left politics. But people of Malava look at me as their member of parliament. I was telling you they had wiped CDF. People thought I was joking. CDF is empty. There is nothing in CDF. Hakuna mtu anaenda kupata pesa ya. Saa hizi parents are now calling on me. Tunataka pesa, tutafanya nini? January tutafanya nini? Wameongeza school fees. Those things I was saying were not a joke. It's not politics. For me, I don't speak politics. I speak things which are there, which I believe when I go to office, I'll work on them. Na sikudanganyi, ningeingia bunge. Faruku saa hii EACC ingekuwa imemfuata kama kitu kingine. But EACC itamfuata because EACC are compromised. These things I'm talking about, EACC should have already gone to Malava and check the books and check the money. The money is not there. They have removed all the money from the kit. So CDF Malava is empty until the next financial year. So for me, I'm happy that people of Malava, despite all those intimidations, went and voted for me. That is the happiness that I have, the confidence they have in me. Anybody can say whatever they want to say. But from where I sit, the power belongs to the people. You can steal elections. It's just a few. You know, there was also another member of parliament called Anaswa, who was embossed on people, just from that same area. And he did not finish his term. People went to court, and he was removed by the court because he was embossed on people. And Joshua Ngatia came and took over. Then, of course, so it took over from Joshua Ngatia. So his story might be the shortest one, because even as we are talking, you have seen in Mbeere, MCA resigns to vie for member of parliament. They have announced a by-election in Mbeere. Have you seen one in Malava? Because the guy has not resigned. He's now holding two positions, as an MCA and as a member of parliament. So he's going to be removed. After watching him mambo ya violence, mambo duka, he did not resign, and we have pay slips. We have his pay slips. Okay. From Chris.
So the case is in court?
Somebody's going. Me, I'm not going.
All this violence that you're talking about, intimidation, attempt to your life, did you report?
People have, yesterday I saw OPs reporting at the police station. More than 30 people have reported. Myself, I told you I reported at Malawi police station. Matete is the one who was of course, behind the raid. Some people have reported in Matete. one of my boys who has left Aga Khan is the only one who has not reported, because his condition is still not very stable, so we will not want him to move around. So ameenda kukaa mahali recuperate. My driver may report. He's also going for further treatment.
When you're saying that IEBC, the way it is right now, they need to be removed, and you're saying you're going to vie in 2027, so what really needs to be done?
It's not about me. The entire opposition knows that they don't have IEBC. I even spoke about it in the funeral of Beryl. They spoke about it. It is a serious thing. We don't have an IEBC. For the first time, forget about the IEBC for Chebukati. This is no IEBC. There is no IEBC. Hakuna IEBC. Wachana ya Chebukati. Hii kwa historia ya Kenya, hii ndio the worst IEBC that has ever existed.
After Ndakwa was declared winner, nakumbuka kulikuwa na mkutano huko kwake nyumbani, and Farouk and of course UDA fraternity have been calling that you work together. Have they reached out to you? Will you work with them for the period that Ndakwa will be the member of parliament in Malava?
I work with them in what capacity? You see how they don't even know what they are talking about. What instruments do I have to work with him? How? What will be my role? Are we going to have 2 members of parliament? Are we going to share in the CDF that is already empty?
Maybe if they reach out to you, give you a position, will you accept?
To do what?
Maybe in government.
They have already offered me a position of CS. I've told them to hell. People of Malava have told me, don't join that bloody government. That is a bloody government that any person with brains cannot join it.
So they offered you after the by-elections?
Immediately. You see, they are not, unaona hata hawana hata roho ya udu. Hata tujamaliza siku mbili, they are saying how they want to make me a CS. And you know they want to remove somebody from Kakamega to make, they want to remove Paranya to put me there. That's how stupid these fellows are. And this is how far they can go. For me, I am carrying the burden of the people of Malava that have been hurt beyond imagination. And they have given me clear instruction. Do not join the bloody government. Out of about 1,000 comments I received, maybe 2 or 3 people are the ones who said, just take that position. But I told one person, you know what? I don't need that job. I don't need that job.
So what is the way forward now from here, politically?
I can't say, it's too early for me to say way forward, but I'm still a politician. That's all I can say. I am still the people's choice. I'm the people's member of parliament, and I'll be sworn in. And therefore, I'm yet to, my party is yet to call me, and we have a meeting. Of course, I'm not part of the management structure of the party, so I don't know if they're having meetings. Because for me as Panyako, there's little I can do. The much I can do is like to tell you without fear. The things I'm telling you cannot be said by a coward. I say things the way they are without fear, because I know it's good for the country. The country must know that you don't have an IBC. So if you want to go to the next election, now you move to anatoka Turkana, a relative of the former Turkana governor who works in State House, you're wasting time.
Your message to Malava people?
Nawashukuru sana watu wangu wa Malava kwa upendo ambao mmenionyesha kuona kwamba mimi ni kiongozi wenu. Mmekuwa na imani na mimi mwaka 2017, mmekuwa na imani mwaka 2002, mmekuwa na imani kwangu kwa huu mwaka wa 2025. Mzidi kuwa hivyo, hata kama sitakuwa mimi wakati mwingine, lakini mchakue mbunge ambayo nyinyi wenyewe mnaotaka, mnajua ana maono ya kuongoza nyinyi vizuri, wala sio kuchakua kibaraka ambayo kinaenda kufanyia kazi watu wengine. Ninawashukuru sana, nashukuru wa Kenya kwa uchumla kwa risala ambazo mmenitumia mkiniombea niwe salama na watu wangu wameumizwa wapone, na mkihimiza kwamba mimi ndio mjumbe wa Malava, na kwa hivyo niko na hiyo, nitatembea na kufanya mambo yangu kama mjumbe wa Malava. Kwa hivyo hiyo mjue tu, nitakapokuja nyumbani kufanya homecoming, huyu mwingine wa Chepsait alifanya homecoming yake kule Chepsait, na nasikia saizi ameshika indumba ndiye anapika, lakini mimi nakuja kwa ground kufanya kazi kama mbunge wenu mliomchakua mbunge wa Malava. Na mimi sitawauza, sitaenda kwa hiyo serikali, nitangoja nyinyi mnielekeze, lakini kwa sasa namshukuru sana my party leader Eugene Wamalwa kwa kusimama na mimi mpaka dakika ya mwisho. Kama tungekufa na Eugene Wamalwa. Hiyo gari ilichomwa na Rashid ilikuwa ya Eugene Wamalwa. Kwa hivyo namshukuru sana kusimama na mimi kwa hali na mali. Hii kampeni yangu imekuwa financed almost 50% na my party leader na chama changu na wahifadhi wangu na marafiki zangu. Okay. Kwa hivyo nawashukuru sana my party leader, nashukuru hata Cyrus Girongo, nashukuru hata Natembea, nashukuru Cleophas Malala, nashukuru the bullfighter, na pia nasema yale maafa yametokea kule Ikolomani ningependa yasirudiwe hata siku ingine hata moja. Huwezi kuja kuua watu wa Kenya kwa sababu ya rasilimali ambazo ziko kwa ardhi yao. Kwa hivyo I condemn that act of killing of people in Ikolomani, the strongest terms that's available. Nashukuru wote ambao mlijitokelezea kunisaidia. Na nashukuru wale wako ndani ya serikali ambao sitaja majina yao, ambao mlisimama na mimi, mlinipa fedha, mkanisaidia vile mnajua, mjue nashukuru na mjue nakumbuka. Lakini wale walikuja Malava kuhongana na wanasema wanataka kura 2027, kama tutakuwa na IBC wawe tayari kabisa, au wanataka viti vya county wawe tayari kabisa, whether niko kwa debe ama siko kwa debe, hao wajua hakuna kura watapata.
You've touched on Rashid, and there was a defamation later that was actually social media. Have you been served that you've actually media defamed him?
That is social media.
So you've not been served?
I've not. How can Rashid is a thug? He's a small time criminal, an illiterate criminal. Because if Rashid had any sense of akili, hangefanya vitu alifanya, especially Manyonje. Daytime watu wanamuona, akaenda pale Lunywa wakachukua mtoto wakamweka karo wakamkata mdomo.
Okay.
Na kama Rashid ni mwanaume, mbona anakuja na polisi? Si akuje tunaona mundu kumundu. Naweza kimbisha mpaka nimetoa suruali. Kama Rashid ni mwanaume, mbona wanaleta polisi? Anakidai yeye is the greatest thug in Western Kenya. And yet anatumia polisi. Si angekuja tu akutane na watu wa Malava mundu kumundu. Akitanganya hapa na kitanganya ni gaidi. Si angekuja aachane na polisi. Kama yeye alikuja na polisi, CSU nini. Akikuja peke yake kama yeye ni mwanaume, ako na vitu ya wanaume kama mimi, anakuja na polisi anajitai yeye ni mwanaume sasa. Kumbavie sana. Kama yeye ni mwanaume angekuja mundu kumundu, tupatane mimi na yeye. Ama tuende boxing hapo. Mimi na yeye. Tuonane nani anagusha mwingine. My friend, I'm telling you, kama Rashid is a small time thing. Protected by the police to do. Yani anaprotekwa na polisi kufanya hooliganism na kuua watu na kuumiza watu. Badala ya polisi kuleta usalama, ndio wanaweka Rashid kwenda kuchoma magari, kudunga watu visu, kutaka kuua watu under the protection of the police. Kama ni mwanaume si angekuja peke yake. Tuonane mundu kumundu. Nyombola mbaya bwana.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. So that is Seth Panyako, just talking to us, the reflections about what really transpired in Malava by-elections. And of course, we'll be reaching out to you and other leaders, of course, just to be able to talk to them and get to understand what really played out. But he has said that 2027, he's still in the race. Till next time, kwaherini.